G'day everyone, it's Justin and
Scott.
Two dads again from Australia, coming to you today from the 2018 BMW X3. Now mate, I thought we'd have a drive of the X3. It's the third generation now. It came out late last year, I think. It's a sort of all new model. You've had a drive of it overnight.
Yeah, I have.
Give us your impressions. What do you reckon?
A very sophisticated, grown-up SUV that basically seems to tick all the boxes when I went through everything last night. It took me quite a while, actually, to go through all the tech this car has, some of the driving features, all the adaptable suspensions, dampers, steering. Oh wow, it was a lot to take in and a lot to work through, and I'm really struggling to think of something it doesn't have.
Yeah, mate, they've really upped the tech in this car, I think, and if you're a mum and dad out there and you can afford it, I suppose, and you want something a bit more premium than a sort of like a normal family SUV, I think it ticks all the boxes, this thing, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
I think if you compare it to, the Kias and the Hyundais and the Mazdas and everyone else that we've been reviewing different cars, hey, they do a lot of this stuff, same stuff, right? There's a few things extra this does, but this does everything such a high level.
Oh, this is
it's
a luxury
very,
car.
very impressive.
It's a luxury
that's what
car
you'd
in
expect,
SUV,
and that's what we would judge it on.
Yeah.
But I think it's achieved all those goals just in the drive that I had last night.
Now, mate, the one we're in today is the xDrive 30d, which comes with a 3-litre turbo diesel 6-cylinder inline BMW beautiful engine.
Yes.
And it's got the M Sport package, which is a great thing to have. It's got the sportiness to it. Even it's got the blue brake calipers,
which look really good.
Yeah, the adjustable suspension, the body kit, 20-inch wheels. Just looks the part, doesn't it? Yeah,
absolutely. I think you were saying it was in the order of just under $4,000 or something for that extra pack.
Yeah, and, I guess it's $3,800 for the package on top of the normal list price of $84,900 for the 3-litre turbo diesel.
Yep.
But for $3,800, that's
tick
a good
that
bargain.
box.
Yeah, tick that box. Go and tick the box.
I strongly recommend ticking that box.
Yeah.
I just loved all those little extra features I was finding and going, oh, that's included. It's worth that money.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess the tech in this car, like from the previous model, has been a pretty big upgrade in terms of what you get for it. I mean, the first thing that strikes out to me is that dashboard. It's a black screen that lights up when you turn it on.
Yep.
So
and it's not a gizmo either. Like driving it yesterday, it is really clear to see where you're at. Like as you go over the speed limit, a little red area comes up to say how much you're over the speed limit and stuff. So it actually adds a lot of value to the whole driving experience. Really clear to see in full sun. Very impressed.
Actually, and coupled with the head-up display as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really good too. The other big thing that the cars come with now is the iDrive 6 system, the latest generation iDrive thing, which is actually a touch screen as well. You can get the option of gesture control as well. So if you're a hand talker, you might get it confused, but I don't know, but it's all right. But it's got a lot of good features. The connected drive thing as well from BMW.
That's right.
Which is good.
I think that's what I'm saying last night. It took me so long to get across all the features and everything. I think this is really feature rich.
Yeah.
Add connected drive on top of that, and some of the a lot of the features that are in that as well, which is really market leading that offering.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of tech in this thing.
Yeah. And they're really pushing the X3 bit about this car, isn't it? Because if you look around the car, you've got an X3 badge in the middle there. You've got an X on the inside of the doors here. I even found an X3 on the inside of the B pillars.
Like, where's Wally, isn't it? Where's the next X I'm going to find? It's
how many X3 badges can you find in the car?
Yeah.
It's great.
Attention to detail.
Yeah. But I think, they've gone to it looks a bit more upmarket too, like silver buttons and things like that in the dash, and the materials are great too, isn't it?
This is the sort of level that you expect a BMW to be at, right? So lots of soft finishings, those little sort of silvery finishes. It really looks really plush and sophisticated.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
and the amount of safety features it's got too. Like, you know, you go through the iDrive menu and all the things you can tick active on and everything like that is just phenomenal. Like radar cruise, it's got auto parking, it's got check the brochure. It's too much
got
to
lots.
mention.
And I think one of the big step ups of this one is it's got the lane assist as well, right? So so you now so I felt that kick in a few times yesterday. If you've got two solid lines on both sides, you know, well, pretty clearly marked lines, this car will keep itself inside those lines. Which is impressive.
But the one thing that I saw, which was I thought really good, you know when you reverse park it or whatever, or you want to park it and the camera comes on, 360-degree camera, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, which you can.
So you know when you see someone get out and they're checking, see if they're not parking over the driveway, or if they're parking too close to a rock at the back or something else. You don't need to leave the car seat now.
No,
you can look at the whole outside of this car.
Yeah, it's not like looking from above. It's actually a 3D view around the car.
And when you park, it simulates the doors opening to see if they're actually going to hit something. So if the kids are in the back, for instance, and they're about to open the door, but there's a pole there, you can say, hey, don't open the door, because the car's just told us you're going to smash the door into that pole, or even maybe worse, another car. That's it's a really
tech,
interesting, interesting feature
tech.
I haven't seen on anything else.
Now, the other thing I think is interesting about this car, it's grown a bit, hasn't it? The car, the guys from BMW were telling us it's actually the same sort of size as the original generation X5 now. So
I was surprised. When I got into it, it was bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah.
So, from being in X3s previously, it certainly has grown quite a bit.
So if you want plenty of space, I mean, it's very family friendly, isn't it? It's got, room in the back.
Well, that's one of the elements we're really looking to judge, right? How family friendly it is, and size straight away. Wow, it's big, cup holders everywhere, big pockets on the side here. There is space for everything in this car. We had a look at the boot the other day. And wow, that's really well designed.
What do they call it? The cargo blind. Actually, you can actually fit it underneath the boot tray
if you don't want it. Absolutely.
So you don't have to leave it at home. Everything like that.
Got all the adjustable anchor points.
That's right.
And it had interesting bin spaces in the back, so nice big spaces to store stuff in the boot.
And even the split for the seats in the back, it's practical too, because it's not just a 60-40 split. You can actually put the centre bit down if you need to put something a bit longer in the car, which is great.
If you know, into skiing.
Stuff like that. So that's really good.
Can we talk about this engine?
Yes. I was just a bit overwhelmed by the tech there. Now, mate,
it's no good having tech, mate, if we don't have an engine.
Very true. Now, the X3 comes at the moment in 3 versions. There's a 2-litre diesel, which in the previous model was the best-selling version. There's a 30i, which is the petrol inline 6-cylinder. And there's this one, the 30d, which is the turbo diesel inline 6. Now, the 30d comes with 195 kilowatts at 4,000 RPM and 620 newton meters between 2,000 and 2,500 RPM. I think you mentioned earlier, you had to give it a bit of a bootful before. What'd you say? It was scary.
It's a big car going that fast. This one here, the 30D, I tell you, I'm not sure what the 40D is going to be like. I mean, I want to have a go, but I'm not sure you're going to need it, right? Because this thing has power in bucket loads for such a big car.
It does 0 to 105.8. That's quick for a diesel car, isn't it?
So why there's a need for another level, I think this will be the pick of the range, personally, but I haven't driven the 40D yet. But I think this one's going to be amazing.
And it gets 6 litres per 100 Ks, like an official combined fuel consumption.
So big car, amazing power. And then great fuel economy as well.
Coupled with an 8-speed auto with paddles.
Yes,
it's a nice combination.
And the paddles are really nice too.
That engine,
good and bad. These are really good.
The engine is really quiet for a diesel too, isn't it? Like, you don't really hear it's comfortable.
This car. Diesel. I couldn't. I didn't know until I really looked at what it was.
The M Sport comes with the adaptive suspension too. So you put in sport mode and it firms up, and it's a good handler for an SUV, but. It does the luxury car bit as well. You put in comfort mode, and it's really comfortable, isn't it? For all the performance fans out there, I suppose, that want an SUV as well, there's an X3 M40i coming. That has a 3-litre petrol 6-cylinder, 265 kilowatts, 500 newton meters of torque. So that will be
It's going to be crazy car.
that's going to be the fun and family friendly one. Not that this
Yes.
one isn't, but if you really want to turn that up a notch, then yeah, the M40i.
I don't know. I think this one's got a
M40i.
fair bit of fun for an SUV already, so that one's just going to be extreme fun, I would say.
Well, I think you mentioned it earlier. Do you need to go any higher than one of these? I suppose is it like this one's a really fun one to drive. So,
Yes, yeah. I even found yesterday, just trying out the sports mode and some of the adaptive dampeners and changing the engine mappings and all that sort of stuff. There was so much in this that I didn't really want everything up the extreme. Not around city traffic. It was probably too much.
Yep.
And it's unusual for me. I love my sports mode, but for this one, I was going back to just modifying most of the settings down to about 2/3 or in the mid-range. Yeah, and enjoying driving it better that way.
Now, mate, is there anything that you think is a bit negative about the car?
No.
Okay. All right.
No, there's nothing that stands out. This is it's the 3rd generation of the X3. I think, they've really thought everything through. Obviously, this is, it doesn't look that different on the outside. So people buying it maybe aren't seeing that they've got the brand spanking new one. But everything inside and out, underneath is fairly new. So you're getting an amazing car. So from all those points, outside, maybe not as much.
It's evolution rather than revolution, but on the inside, it's revolution, isn't it? It's really, really a big upgrade on the inside. The outside, I think, unless you're a BMW file, parking the two together, the old model, the new model, that's when you can tell the differences. But yeah, that's the thing. Maybe it's the colour too. Like this one's a black car, so it can be a little hard to get the accents that stand out.
Absolutely.
It's all right. One thing I would recommend though, if you're looking at one of these and you want to buy one, and any BMW really, get the service package. Try and maybe even get it chucked in when you buy the car, because that saves you money in the long run. You can get a 5-year 80,000k prepaid sort of service package. Covers pretty much all your service requirements for the 5 years or 80,000 Ks, except for I think brake pads and stuff like that. You can get the upper one, which covers brake pads and clutches and things like that if you've got a manual. But saves you a lot of money in the long run. It's transferable too. If you end up selling the car within that period to a private buyer, you can actually transfer that across to somebody, which is it's a good selling feature.
Gives you that assurity. You know what you're going for every time you're going for the service. This one's going to cost me this, but it's all good. Yeah.
So that's a good thing to do. But X Factor question. It's an X3. Thought we'd ask the X Factor question, I suppose.
In some ways, if we were to park it and look back at it, it's pretty hard to miss because it is getting on the bigger side of cars.
Yeah.
This one particularly with the blue brake calipers and all the extra accents and stuff.
Yeah, 20-inch wheels.
I'd look back at this one all the time. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good looker. But I think as I mentioned before, the styling I think is more evolution rather than revolution. So
I think BMW have gone for the it ain't broke, don't do anything too radical there, because it's been a big seller for them. So I think they've bought it very aggressively into the Australian market because we love our SUVs. So I think this will be a big seller for them.
Anyway, just want to put a big thank you out to our friends at North Shore BMW at Chatswood in Sydney for the loan of the X3 today. And just want to put a big thank you out to everybody out there for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
See you later.
See ya.